Greetings, YouTube. It's your favorite DM Fishsuit here with another thrilling episode of Rime of the Frostmaiden, episode 17. I feel like we're going to have some stuff to talk about right at the top here, so I want to get into it, but if you haven't already, drop the subscription here on YouTube. We stream this live every other Monday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, over on Twitch. This is where we are now, and it's where these people are right now. So thanks everybody for checking this out, and without further ado, let's go hang out with our players. What's going on, guys?
Oh, hey.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
All right. Since the beginning of this campaign, you guys have spent so much time in Goodmead that I think that you all have established residency, and Gusto and Jordy are common law married.
Yeah.
True?
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty true.
Seems legit.
I mean, we're not prudes, so...
Strictly tax purposes.
Sure. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense.
We're
Because
gonna
I'm
work
a
on
business.
modifying the tax code with you as town speaker, but for now we'll go with that.
You guys can now push through any legislation you want in Goodmead. So, like, you know, I mean, whatever is your pet project, whatever your pet cause is, Jordy is now your guy to lobby in Goodmead. Your character just becomes like rotten with grift and corruption, Jackson. Just a totally different direction for Jordy than we all thought. I wonder why your dice roll never cleared off there, Jackson. That's weird. I'm gonna roll one just to see what happens.
I tried to roll a couple of different things and it didn't roll
Did
anything.
it freeze?
Yeah.
Oh no.
So you're saying it's Jackson's fault?
I'll may roll.
Let's try it again. Alright. Now if this clears off, we should be fine. Alright, it was just Jackson. It was just Jackson that broke it.
Yeah.
Which is great, because if this broke, guys, we would just have to roll 20, because I have no way to fix this
There we
at
go.
all. Remind me, when we... Hey, Ali, thank you so much. 24 months, dude. That's 2 years if you're keeping score at home. Ali, if you want to head over to the Discord, you can roll a d4 on our Dungeons and Dan's Games channel and give it to one of our players. Thank you, dude. Did we, when we ended last time, was it like, did we end the day? Or, I know some, like, stuff happened and it was nighttime, but I'm not sure if we actually ever laid down for our long winter's nap.
We did do a long rest, and then the next morning, Cleo and I fought over the magic items with the barrel of water.
That's right. That's the second time I've forgotten that, and the second time you reminded me of that, Laura. I don't know why. I think that's a really memorable scene too, but I still forgot it both times.
I like that Gusto and Cleo still can fight after helping to save a town from a tyrant.
It's like brother and sister.
Yep.
And just so I'm clear, who was giving Shandar Froth is diabetic. Who was giving his injections overnight? He needs them every 2 hours.
Jordy was.
And you said that before everybody had the long rest, huh? Okay.
Yeah, so I can't remember what closet he was locked in. I think we shuffled him through different closets, so I don't know if Jordy got to him in time. Oh no.
I injected someone.
Someone had a lot of insulin last night.
Oh my God. 2 people died that night.
All right. Listen, I'm just gonna leave you guys to it. You guys were in the Shrine of the Flaming Sword, the kind of abandoned temple that is now your storage facility, and you just cleansed off these objects. We gave Kindar the Wand of the War Mage, and We gave Cleo kept the Pearl of Power, uncorrupted. What's everybody's like money situation looking like? Have you guys divided up any of the treasure that you've gotten? Like,
I'm pretty sure Jordy is carrying it.
Who is the
3
richest among you?
bloodstones.
Let's see. Oh my god, my cat is just rubbing his face all over my mouse hand. So like I'm just trying to use my mouse. I just get his cold little nose on me. Let's see.
Cats do like mice.
I've got 3 bloodstones from returning the ingots and some like gold. I know that.
What are the bloodstones worth?
I think what is 75 gold a piece or 25?
It says 150.
Oh,
unless that's divided by. I have 3 bloodstones, and this is 150. Is that in total, probably? So 50 each.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we actually divided up the bloodstones.
So
I think they handed them to Jordy because
I just had them like old, like in my stuff from a long time ago.
Yeah, so I think that, and this is kind of why I wanted to just take a quick look at this, and this is not something we have to solve on air necessarily, because we can do this in our group chat just as easily, but make sure that when you're getting treasure, that it is in a physical location somewhere. Like, it's not just like, oh, as a group we have 300 gold pieces and 3 bloodstones and that sort of thing. Like, no, it's going to be Jordy is carrying the gold in his backpack and Cleo has all the gems in her satchel and that sort of stuff. I want to know where that stuff is, and I want you guys to know where that stuff is too. So just a quick note on that.
I'll take the bloodstones off of mine. Done.
Yeah, I'm not like trying to chastise. I'm just trying to get an idea of like how much money you guys have, because I truly don't know.
I think it's just because they trusted Jordy the most out of everyone not to like spend it himself.
Jordy's like has some like really cool necklace on. It's like, oh, it's like gemstone encrusted. Where'd you get that?
Under his beard.
Yeah.
He bends over, you can see like a just gold and rupees.
Not that anybody knows, but Gusto has a 30 gold on him, so he can buy whatever he wants anyways.
Yeah, Cleo has 29 gold. She's good right now.
Indar's got 30 gold.
Jeez, weird.
And then I wonder.
I also got the flask of Therm, which, you know, that was like a pretty penny there.
You also have some that your boots are. I mean, I know you'd probably never want to sell them, but they're very valuable as well. Frost
I mean, why not sell them? I mean,
yeah, it beats
they're
wearing
not
them.
like they're very useful. I mean.
We like flash back to like a frozen statue of Kindar.
Well, see, I could sell those boots, and then I could buy a brand new pair, so I'm not like disrespecting some dude with my feet.
I can sell those boots and get the fuck out of Icewind Dale and go live on a tropical.
Take the first cab out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Part of the reason I ask is that you guys are going to have some limited access to a store soon-ish, so I just wanted to let you guys know that and to get your money situation under control.
Maybe we had all of that kind of stuff stuffed in the bag with the circuit boards because we didn't want to carry all of it.
Yeah, what could be better than leaving your money in a unguarded, empty building?
She said it was safe.
Oh yeah. Oh, you mean the woman who was mortally wounded yesterday? She said it was safe.
I mean, we basically own the town anyway, so it's fine now.
All right, guys, you're in the Shrine of the Flaming Sword. You just cleansed your 2 magical items. It is morning. What would you guys like to do?
Before leaving, Jordan would like to talk to the other lumberjacks, just kind of clear the air. Just kind of let them know that there wasn't any bad blood, because they knew it was like all Shandor, and they were just like pretty much too dumb to know what was going on. And like, if something happens while they're gone, that he trusts them to protect the town like they did when we first got here, we saw that they were prepared to fight. So he expects that while they're gone, and to listen to all of us in Fef instead of Shandor.
Yeah, so I feel like Jordy's just kind of gives them sort of like a rousing speech, and he kind of like, do you feel like Jackson, he gets down on their level a little bit too, and it's just like speaking in like very plain terms and things like that, like just to so that they truly understand, like they, and you still feel like they don't quite even get it what even happened with Shandar, but that he was like, you know, you convince them that he was like not a guy that they wanted to follow.
Yeah, just like basically, look, just listen to all of us in fifth. That's the main point you're trying to drive home. You'll probably say that multiple times so it gets through.
I'm not even going to make you roll for it. I feel like that you were probably intimidating enough. Your group was probably intimidating enough last night to say, like, these guys would pretty much do whatever you wanted at this point.
Yep. While he's doing that, I'd like to take out like a piece of parchment or something and kind of trace out the new design for the temple, because I don't think it's going to remain the current deity's temple for long, and I think we're going to turn it into a store.
And you feel like Gusto has some expertise in, I don't know, that?
I mean, I feel like just basic designs, just, okay, here's the counter, okay. Here's what we want, storerooms behind, here's where the people are going to come in and look at the different things, and here's where we're going to have the shrine to the Stormlord, and we'll make sure that everything is Thunderwave proof, so in case we need to blast anybody out of the building for being an ass. So.
Yeah, it's a building code. You have to build it up to code. I'll tell you what, Vlor, why don't you go over to Incarnate and make a map of your store, and we'll put it into the game.
Oh, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, I think
I'm gonna do that. Making a note now.
I think that's a necessary thing that needs to happen.
Store/church.
yeah. It's Thunderwave proof, of course.
Well, you know, there's got to be a gift shop when you visit a temple in order for the people to take a piece of the Lord with them.
Of course. It's like the little wafer. You had to pay for the little wafers.
yeah. We don't pass around a collection plate. There's stuff to buy on the way out. I like it better that way.
When we last left off, Zune Kindar just got a pretty powerful wand. It's going to help your spell casting. How do you think he feels about it?
I mean, he's excited to finally have like be able to like have something, you know, that
it's like
will help him out,
gonna focus his energy or something. Like that's kind of how I'm feeling about it. It's like it's gonna help him focus his powers because it just gives him like a better, it clears your mind or something on your spell casting in some way. Had you guys decided what is coming next? Like, what are you guys gonna do now? Where you're gonna go?
Taking Shandor to Bryn Shander, I think.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought.
Yeah,
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I think we'd probably want to sit down and have a talk with Cleo, though, to decide what we're willing to accept when it comes to Clyde.
Oh, yeah.
Awkward.
It's very important because
What?
Clyde is needed for some important research. And, you know, I think, honestly, that maybe Cleo should join Clyde and not let him out of her sight. Oh, if that means that she's going to have to stay and be part of the research, I mean, you know, more treasure for us.
I'm just looking at Floor and I just mouth to him, Stop it. stop. We're staying together. Don't leave me with these strangers.
Oh, I wouldn't do that to you.
The lady's lantern can go itself. Do not care.
I do think that maybe we should talk to her when we get back. Maybe it can be a quick research, and then we can be on our way with Clyde.
I look over at Clyde on my shoulder to see if he agrees. Does he agree?
You tell me.
I'm not Clyde. I assume yes.
He seems not to understand, and he just like does some jumping jacks on your shoulder.
So that means yes.
He makes cute little squeaking noises while he's doing it.
Happy to be there.
When Cleo's not looking, I place a barbecue potato chip on my
That's
shoulder.
right. I forgot that Clyde eats.
Give him a wink and
barbecue
like,
potato chips.
My hair's so big, I just don't even notice it.
Oh man.
See, he agrees with me.
Oh no, is my channel thing not working?
Nah, it's alright though.
It's not. It feels bad, man. Alright, so you're gonna have this discussion with as a group as to like how we're gonna treat our prisoner.
I think I've met the guy who runs messages, and I think we could probably hitch a ride with him into Bryn Shander with our prisoner. And then we can decide what we're going to do about I can't remember her name, Danica?
Grace Steel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're talking about the Chwinga lady, right?
Yep. Once we get there.
Danica. You're right.
If it means walking less, sure.
I'm all about that.
Seeing as how I would probably be the one carrying him, I'm all for this.
But I do think that maybe we should bring our bag along with the rare items.
Yes, I agree.
And but leave the barrel, which is now half full.
Yeah.
Or half empty. How do you see it before?
Well, I see it half full. I see it half full.
The barrel's half full.
Leo, I just go up to it and I'm like, it's already half gone. Come on.
Right?
Explains so much. I'd probably look for the guy who I gave the message to and see if we can't hitch a ride to Bryn Shander.
So you track. Unfortunately, that's one of the guys who died. Yeah, it's such a.
Oh, that's great. Then we get the wagon, right?
What a bummer. No, you track that guy down pretty quickly, Vlor, and you guys already have a good relationship. Did you pay him to take the package for you last time, or?
I did. I paid him a gold.
That's right. I thought, and so he's like, yeah, absolutely willing to help you out. Like that was way more than what it was worth, and he like assures you. He's kind of like a nervous guy, Vlor, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I got that package out for you, Mister, and I made sure they took it." And he's like kind of that kind of dude.
Good job.
A little nervous, a little twitchy, but like trustworthy. You feel like?
I reach my hand out and give him a good firm handshake.
And he's just like in awe, but he's also kind of like a little straggly kind of dude, and so you're kind of like towering over him a little bit.
Yeah, I'll let him know we're gonna need your services more, and we like to compensate our employees, if you will, graciously. So do a good job.
Yeah, whatever you need, Mister.
We need right now. We need passage to Bryn Shander. If you're not too busy.
I can have the axe beaks out here in 15 minutes.
All right, we'll hold you to it. We'll see you then.
He's like runs into the shed to start getting him hitched up to the wagon and stuff.
And I'll go back to the party and say, all right, 15 minutes, guys. Everybody get their things in order and let's get going.
And so, like, all of your equipment and stuff, you guys have met, like, you know, like, Jordy has a ton of stuff, I know. Jordy is, like, the default, I'm carrying everything, like, not you're carrying the heavy pack, I'm assuming, just, like, waiting for the cart to get there. But, like, you have everything, like, stacked around you.
Pack has Shandor on the other shoulder, has the circuit board on one.
Yeah, so, I mean, Shandar bound and gagged, is he...
I think Jordy would kind of like talk to him, set some ground rules beforehand, just kind of like, look, while he's gagged, so I guess he can't really, it's not really a conversation, but it's just like, look, these people here want your head, and we're taking you to give you a chance in some form of court of law. So, just try to work with us until we get there. If you try anything, we're in the right to harm you, just so you know. We're doing you a favor by doing this.
He's like, huh. He kind of like scoffs at that last thing through the gag.
Can I let a knife slip out of my hand and like into the ground near him?
Well, I was gonna tell a joke that only Jackson would get, which is that, you know, Wafako's character runs in, slits the guy's throat real quick, because this is like an exact copy of a scenario that happened, and our NPC definitely was murdered.
Is there, does he have like a beard? Like an actual beard?
Yeah.
Is there like a flat surface or something somewhere? Like a tree stump or a table outside?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's places outside the meat hall.
Alright, so he grabs him by the beard, pulls him over to a table or wherever's nearby, and like puts his head onto the table. And then, like, completely silent, pulls out an axe, and then he looks up while he's doing that.
And he starts struggling.
Jordy gives a wink. Jordy gives a little wink as he's holding him by the beard, and he brings his hand axe down and cuts off his beard.
Oh my god.
It's like, do we understand each other now?
And Shandar is like a sad...
I look over
give
him and
take
I go,
yourself
I thought
an
you
inspiration there, Jackson.
Yes,
I go to Shandar and tell him, I thought you liked it rough.
He just narrows his eyes at you, Cleo.
I just smile really largely at him and I just give him a little like, hi. I like, if he's going to be carried over Jordy's shoulder the whole time, is that how he's going to be?
I thought we were throwing in that cart.
Yeah, you guys
in the
have
car.
this
Okay,
car.
I want to sit across from him. I just want to be able to just give him little smirks the whole time.
And about this time, the messenger, whose name is Frank.
Frank, all right.
Frank pulls around the corner with his axe beak drawn cart and is ready to go. No meat in the back this time, just some human passengers. Humanoid, I should say.
Yo, Frankie. Can I call you Frankie? Is that all right?
Yeah, I mean, whatever you want.
Yeah, all right, Frankie. All right, yeah, we're just gonna load this guy up in here, and then we'll hit the road, okay?
What are you, a goblin?
I speak to a little goblin, all right?
Hey, forget about it. We're a bunch of goblins. You guys haven't... Well, you did run across some goblins. These are northern goblins, though, so they didn't have the accent. They should have had a Canadian accent, the other goblins that you ran into. And off you go to Bryn Shander. The end. Congratulations,
Wow,
everybody. It was a real twist ending. Cool idea for the cart. and that shaves a good deal off of your time on the road. So normally from Goodmead to Bryn Shander is let's take we haven't really been out to the main map here in a while, so we're gonna have to zoom out and find ourselves. But you take Goodmead the road north until it hits the Eastway, which is sort of like the best road in 10 Towns. It's between Bryn Shander and East Haven. That's like the nicest, smoothest path. So normally Goodmead to Bryn Shander is 6 hours, but because you are in a axe-beak drawn cart, that's I think halves. So it takes you only 3 hours to get to Bryn Shander in this cart, which means that you roll into Bryn Shander, I'm going to say at about noon. Not that it makes any difference. And I asked Vlor this during our Unconscious and Dying, but you guys tell me, is it hard for you to continually remind yourself and imagine that it's dark here at all times? Like it is the nighttime all the time. Is that hard for you guys to like remember that? Because I find myself having difficulty remembering.
Occasionally I have to check I try to imagine that it's always like a dim little northern lights.
Yeah.
So like it's pretty dark, but there's just like a little bit of like reflections and stuff in the sky that give just enough to like see what's right in front of you. Well, I guess Jordy has dark vision, so that's a bit cheating, so.
What about you, Kindar?
Yeah, I guess overall I kind of have imagined it like at least very like in my head I picture it very like definitely dark, but I guess during the daytime I almost picture it just being like almost like a very dark overcast. Like it's just like very like that's like how it's in my head I've pictured it. Like I mean, that might not be correct.
That's closer to how I imagine it too, Zune.
But like I don't picture there being a ton of light, but it's like almost as if the sun is there, you never see the sun, and there's so many clouds that you wouldn't even know where in the sky the sun is.
Yeah, that's almost the exact picture that I have in my head as well. Is sort of like that. The sun's there. You can maybe make out the halo of it, but the cloud cover is so thick that it's almost as if it's dusk or nighttime, kind of like that.
Right, and then with dark vision, also, you kind of like, it always at least appears to have that sort of, gray, light grayness to it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then sometimes I'll be like, oh, it's like I'm like snowblind thinking about the daytime. I'm like, oh, never mind. That's not daytime here. What about you, Sunflower? Are you having to remind yourself like about the setting sometimes here?
Kind of. I feel like in my head I always picture it like when it's winter time and the sun's starting to go down. I guess you wouldn't.
Yeah, but I grew up north, so I know what.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like, wait, hold on. But that's like almost what I always just picture, like overcast clouds, like you guys are saying, but like almost like just like winter time, and it's almost nighttime. That kind of like in between. I don't know how to describe it besides from that. I have a pretty good picture in my head though, and it's pretty close to what you and Zund are saying.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to like just like gotta remember like, all right, go back. Here's where we are. Here's what we know. So yeah, you get to Bryn Shander about noontime, and as you're rolling in to Bryn Shander, why doesn't who do you think's like on the cart with Frank, like up front? I imagine Gusto and him have kind of struck up a friendship, so.
Yeah, I would definitely be up there with Frankie.
Where's everybody else rolling
Directly
in this
after
caravan?
Shandar.
Yeah, you're just chilling, like staring at Shandar, who's like prone in the back of the wagon.
I think Kindar would be up front too.
You got Kindar just arms around both of them. You guys mind if I sit like this? Is this weird? It's just like I feel comfortable. What about Jordy? What do you imagine?
I guess you kind of be towards the back, so you can keep an eye on everything.
Just
Sitting on top of Shandar.
I was gonna say, are they gonna leave like me, like just back there with Shandar? Because I don't know if that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think Jordy would be sitting in the back, not across from Shandor, but kind of like he's laying there, and then like Shandor Like, this is Cleo and Shandor, and then Jordy's, like, kind of, like, off to the side at the very back. Kind of, like, leaning against the actual back of the cart.
I'm sorry, Jackson. Jordy's sitting at the back of the wagon, dangling his little feetsies off, kicking his little feetsies in the air, his little dwarven legs. Okay. As you guys are approaching Bryn Shander, Zund and Gusto, I need you guys to make a perception check. Gusto, this perception check is with disadvantage.
Oh. Hi.
Oh, see how you talk about the always dark now. It's like, just remember, you can't see anything. So something's going to be out there right now.
Okay, so I've been saving a +2 from Wookiee for quite some time.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and use that.
Alrighty. Whoa. Oh, the disadvantage. Fuck
I'm
you.
not
Yeah,
like
that
this.
was a 10 from Kindar.
Yeah, you did better than me, even with the plus. Thank you, Wookiee, though.
So as you're approaching Bryn Shander, you're kind of like rolling into Bryn Shander, and you see that there's like some holdup at the gate. And so there seems to be like a few carts and just a few like random just people standing outside the gates of Bryn Shander as you approach. And you get a little closer, Kindar and Gusto, and you see that like there seem to be like letting people in. So like the line is moving, you know what I mean? But that there's some kind of hold up outside the gate, and yeah, like the cart getting closer now.
Maybe we should send Jordy on ahead. He knows these guys.
Yeah, let's stop the cart. We want to maybe keep Shandar a little out of sight too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I roll Shandar can I just roll him under like a bench or so? Just under something.
Yeah, like what do you collapse the pile of or like the bag of parts on top of him. He's like sharp cutting him and stuff.
Some of that, or
I knew we should have brought
put it on them.
I knew we should have brought the barrel.
Hey, Jordy, you want to take a look? Seems to be some blockage up at the gate. Figure you know the guards enough. You could get more information than we could.
Jordy, you like look in the direction that Gusto's indicating, and I need you to make a perception check with advantage.
Oh, that's not a thing.
Wow. I can't believe these rolls.
Uh,
Yeah, you kind of see the same commotion that Gusto sees.
could Jordy know, like, if it's, like, abnormal for this to happen? since
Yeah,
he
maybe
stayed
if
in
you'd
the
rolled
upper
above a 9, you might. You might.
I mean, not... Fair enough.
Absolutely. Was I hoping that Jordy would know more about this? I think that's clear to everybody involved.
So does basically the whole group not know what's going on at all? Because I feel like at this point, Cleo would be like, "Okay, boys, what is happening?"
Yeah, so you can make the check as well, Cleo, but yours is going to be with disadvantage.
Okay. It's perception, right?
Yeah.
Watch, she still get like over a 20.
You know it's going to fucking happen, too. Oh, man. Then Kindar takes credit for it. He's like, I knew that precisely this is what it was.
first roll's a 13 and then a 9.
No,
Kindar still has the highest perception check at 10.
You have no idea. Kindar's like, this is clearly some sort of performance art piece. This is a public performance. Everybody watch.
Jordy, maybe you should go up there and talk to the guys instead of just trying to see what's going on from here.
Yeah, because Jordy's the shortest person there, so he's just like, oh no.
Oh.
Why'd you ask the dwarf to try to see over everyone? So yeah, Jordy can hop out and go up there. Before he hops out, he gives a firm slap on Shandor's ass. It's like, stay there. And then covers him back up.
He's still covered in debris.
Yeah, he uncovers him, hits him one time, just, you stay put. And then covers him back up, and then goes out.
So, Jordy, you get out of the wagon and you kind of start walking, like, not directly towards the wagon in front of you, but off to the side a little bit. Does that make sense? So you can kind of see more of the lines, and you can see that there's about 3 or so wagons that are in front of you, waiting to get in, and then some just like loose people standing around waiting to get in as well. What would you like to do?
I guess he would probably just try to ask the nearest person, like, hey, do you know what's holding the line up?
Yeah, it's you just walk up to, like, you know, this guy leading the wagon, his wagon, and you ask him, like, what's going on, and he's like, you don't know what day it is, do you?
Oh no.
Do you not live in 10 towns, or?
Oh, I know, it's been a long couple weeks.
Yeah, it has been a long couple weeks since the last ceremony. It's a full moon tonight. They're giving out lottery numbers.
Jory looks up and is like, ah, shite. Damn. I was thinking it might have been that. I was hoping it wasn't.
So now you glance over, Jordy, and you're like, oh, right, of course. And you can see that the guards are handing out, like, little tickets and writing down names of people who are entering Bryn Shander.
Well, this puts a damper on things. So I guess it would head back to the wagon and let everyone know that this is because of the lottery that they heard about. I think back in whichever town had the drunk dragon, he told us about it, and then Jordy chimed in about it. Yeah. So we give everyone the rundown what's happening.
What's going on, Waffle? Waffle, shout out. We mentioned your character earlier tonight. So you head back to the party and deliver this information?
Yeah.
Should Shandar take all of our lotteries?
Yes, my name is Shandar Froth, and I'm Shandar Froth. And this is my cousin Shandar Froth.
Wait, have I actually been? Because I was forging his. Was I forging his stuff? Because I feel like I started doing that back in Goodmead, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
However, when you say back in Goodmead, that was literally yesterday, so it's like not quite.
I have been working on it since like before we tied him up, right?
Well, you were traveling all day today. Well, it's been 3 hours today, so you just started this plan maybe 12 hours ago.
Do I at least have a piece of paper with his name scribbled on it?
You have like a piece of paper where you've been practicing his signature, and like you're getting okay at it.
Okay, I take a piece of paper and I just write, I am Shandar. And I just get ready once I find out that information.
Should we all be practicing that?
So, not to put too fine a point on it, but the line is moving.
It's about time.
I start writing faster.
Oh god. Okay. Hello, it's me, Shandar Frost. Oh god.
We've been waiting for a while now. It's about time the line's moving. Yeah, I feel like we should just go on in.
if he ends up being a prisoner and he's sentenced to death, can't they just use him as the sacrifice?
Yeah, that's why we were gonna say all of our names were Shandar. He said he'd take on all of our. So, I mean, whenever we go up there, I'm not going to fight it. I'll give my name. Blore.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I'll tell them to give me Frankie's as well.
Oh yeah, poor Frank. He is such a
So-
bystander in this.
I'll tell them to put 2 for me because I'm taking on Frankie.
All right, so yeah, you get up to the front of the line. They're like, 2 knuckleheads, 2 knucklehead guards, Bryn Shander, like, all right, name. Talking to you,
Blore.
Gusto. And he hands you a number. There's your number. It's 69.
Nice. So worth it.
So second guy comes up to you, Kindar. Name.
Kindar.
All right. Gives you a number. It's number 420.
Oh, it's wasted on Kindar.
Oh yeah, you got 2 numbers though, didn't you?
Yeah.
You, Flora? So you got the number 69 and the number 96.
Nice. Hey.
Same question, Jordy. Name.
Jordan.
What was that?
That's his full name.
No, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. What'd you say?
Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah,
You
that's
never
his actual
introduced
full
that
name.
before.
I did know
Interesting.
that. That was the first thing I said. I said, name's Jordan, but everyone calls me Jordy.
So
Oh.
long.
And then,
Yeah,
and then
we
literally everybody
Yeah,
called
that
him
was
Jordy for
like
the rest of
first
the time.
10 minutes.
What? So far, you
Jordan.
don't remember an inconsequential moment that happened in September? Come on.
Almost, oh god, it's almost like
I guess
4
nobody
years
was
ago.
paying attention, so I mean,
Oh, thanks, Waffle. I'm glad you're digging it too. I like to have a little music going on in the background too in these sessions. Nice. Okay, goes up to you, Cleo. I didn't give you a number, Jackson. What's your favorite number?
360.
Okay, so you get the number 4, and then Cleo.
thank
They
you.
walk up to you, Cleo. Name.
Oh, does he seem like? Is he really? Okay. I look at him and I go, "Come on, you don't want to put my name down there. Look at me." And I try to get all flirty with him, and I'm like, "You can just go to the next cart."
So he gets a little serious, and he's like, "Everyone's got to give their name, miss."
Okay. I hand him my piece of paper that says I am Shandar.
All right. Make a deception check.
Okay. I am gonna also add. I have a +3 that I've been sitting on. I'm gonna use that
Okay.
too. You said deception. Okay, so I have a +8 in deception. So I have a +8, and then I'm adding the +3, so I just did +11. Oh, look, a 29.
Hang on, let me roll. Failed. Okay, he's like, yes, says here you're a lumberjack from Goodmead.
I show my muscles, and I'm like, yeah, I am. You got something against a woman cutting down trees?
No, miss. Here's your number. You get number 360.
Thank you.
Son of a...
That was my lucky number. You mean Shandar
That
gets
is the
360?
That is the stupidest joke I've ever told on D&D. It's just so dumb. But yeah, anyway, lets you into Bryn Shander. Oh, yeah, I mean, they're not checking carts too much, and Shandar's underneath the pile of stuff in there, and, you know, these guys aren't, this isn't like the tightest security in the world, so you just kind of get right in. This is the sneaking candy into the movie theater of crimes, kind of, for them. But yeah, welcome back to Bryn Shander. When's the last time we were in Bryn Shander? Was it... It was, like, right before
September?
Yeah.
No, it's not been that
It
long.
was, it was after we first came back from the,
you were
getting the ingots.
You were turning in your ingot quest. That's the last time you were in Bryn Shander.
And that would have been when we met Danica, I believe.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You also got quite a good discount, I believe, at the Black Iron Blades. You also spent a tiny bit of time at the House of the Morning Lord. There's like a little church up here. Black Iron Blades here. What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna head off to the blacksmith. I've got to talk to him about some shipments that's coming through.
Okay.
Plus, I'd like to collect all the numbers from everyone and burn them.
Okay.
Does the blacksmith sell like swords and like upgrade weapons and stuff?
Yeah, they have some basic equipment for sale.
Can they
Swords and-
upgrade stuff?
They might be able to like silver your weapon for you, but it would take some time. You'd have to be without it for like a week, maybe more.
Nah. I stay with the rest of the group.
So does everybody just give up their ticket?
Yeah,
No.
I wouldn't argue.
Nope.
You keep your ticket, Sunflower?
I'm keeping my ticket for now because I have Shandar with me.
Yeah.
And if I need to put that ticket on his body, so be it.
Yeah, hey, listen.
Well, I mean, I
Beardless
guess that's a
dwarf.
good one for...
They have
Wait,
a
can I
piece
just
of
do
paper.
that now? I put that piece of paper inside of Shandar's pocket.
The ticket that you have, you put it in his
Yeah,
pocket.
just do it now. Do it now.
All right, so is
Yes,
everybody
ma'am.
sticking together on the way to the Black Iron Blades then?
Yeah, I don't want to split the party.
We will stay together.
Okay.
He's like, fuck.
And then- No, because I'd really like to talk to the blacksmith, let him know that we've got $200 worth of oil heading up here. Sorry, 150 gold worth of oil heading up here. One barrel is staying in Dugan's Hole, one barrel is staying in Goodmead. So, and then I'd like him to send basic axes and basic weapons, basic supplies down to Dugan's Hole.
Okay, so right now, the people of Dugan's Hole are collecting the oil from the Frost Giant Lodge and transporting it. There's 3 barrels, right?
Yep.
3 50-gallon barrels, or
Well, there was 5 barrels worth 250 gold.
okay, there's 5. I couldn't remember.
Yep. And then 1 barrel will stay in Dugan's Hole,
Right.
1 barrel to stay in Goodmead.
So I think that's as far as you got. I don't
Yeah.
think that there was ever any. I think that you were going to keep 1 barrel in Dugan's Hole, and then the rest of it was going to Goodmead, and that was as far as you'd figured this out.
I'm actually, I think it was the other way around. I don't think I mentioned for a barrel to stay in Goodmead. I think I mentioned for the rest to come to Bryn Shander to get the supplies. sent
Zune,
back
can you
down.
go back and run the tape? We'll wait here while you
Well, if anything, I'll have Frankie there with me.
All right. Yeah. Okay. That's
And I
fair
can give
enough.
a note to
That's fair
Frankie.
enough. That's fair enough. And it's funny because he hates being called Frankie, but he's like too nervous to tell you that he hates it, and so he's just like, "Yeah, Frankie's here for you."
Yo, Frankie.
Okay, so do you remember the guy's name here, Vlor?
I have it written down on one of my notes.
Okay.
I've just got a million notes, so give me a second. I know we have a 10% discount.
Gar.
So
That's right. Jackson got it.
Garden the Hammer, yeah.
Yep. Garden the Hammer. Yep.
I do have the coupon for 10% off though.
It's not a coupon. It's like a permanent membership card. It's like a black American Express, diamond card or whatever.
Oh, nice.
It's a piece of charcoal he gave us.
Yeah. So probably, yeah. Like I said, just let them know that we have supplies coming up. Frankie here is gonna bring you the oil.
Yeah. So, and what do you want him to do with it?
I'm sure that he could give me a decent price. We got either 50 gold a barrel that he could probably upcharge that to double that to the people here in Bryn Shander.
So Garn's like, listen, you know a lot more. You're much more of a businessman than I am, right? I hammer this metal into shapes that kills people and protects people and keeps us safe. But you got the mind for business. But listen, this whale oil, I could market it here in Bryn Shander. I could sell it in Bryn Shander. We could get it over to Targus. And there's a market for whale oil for sure here in 10 towns. But listen, if you have contacts in the south, you come from the south. If you have contacts in the south, you can get this whale oil out of 10 towns. It becomes that much more valuable. We can get double the price, maybe even triple. But I don't know anybody outside of 10 towns. But this is an untapped market.
I've heard of a little town called Fandelver. Have you heard of it?
No, I never heard of it. Sounds like a real backwater.
Yeah, I hear they have a constantly burning keep. They may need this oil to keep it burning.
Ah, yes, I've heard the legend of Tressendar Manor.
I'm assuming that I would have spoken with some of the shops and things on the way into.
That's fair. Yeah.
Icewind Dale. I would probably recommend the closest one where I feel like I could get some extra money.
Okay, yeah. Let's you and I talk maybe a little bit between sessions about where we want, what we'd like to have, what we envision for this part of the story, because I think this deserves thought. But yeah, I mean, you definitely can communicate the names of some merchants who you think might be able to fence this kind of rarity in the south, whereas here it's still needed and valuable, but even more so once you get it out of 10 towns, because this is the only place where you can get it. So.
I could also set up a little hair ointment stand, Come and check out this newfangled hair ointment.
Step right up, mister! Take a seat here.
Well, oil, haven't seen this in ages.
Yeah, so Garn is very, very open to working with you, Gusto, and he thinks you're both going to be able to make a lot of money off of this deal, so he's all about that. I knew I trusted
agree.
you. I knew I gave you this card for a reason.
I think you were supposed to put a 2 instead of a 1 there.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Listen, you make Garn rich, and you know what? I'll hammer out anything you want, pal.
Sounds good.
And I mean anything.
I give him dead eyes, straight looking into him. Anything?
Anything.
Okay.
Take out your penis.
No, not yet.
You're saying there's a
Joke
chance.
found.
Cleo, what do you imagine you're doing for this at this moment?
Me?
Yeah.
I picture probably me looking around the shop and seeing if there's things that Clyde wants. And this is just the he sells other goods, right? It's not or is this just a blacksmith? I'm sorry, I'm just having a moment.
Yeah, there's like some basic stuff here. Let's do this because I was going to give you guys some access to a store, and the Black Iron Blade seems as good a place as any. And because you guys have never, most of you guys have never played with me, all the shop purchasing and stuff I loathe doing as like part of the session. So what I'll do is I'll give you guys I'll post an access to a shop in our DM, and you guys can take all the time you want to purchase exactly what you want from the shop given what you have in your inventory. And that's part of why I wanted to make sure that we all knew exactly how much money we have to spend, as a group and for each of our characters. But I'll give you guys access to a shop, and you can just tell me what you buy in our DM and then add it to your sheet, and we don't have to spend like 2 hours being like, I would like 4 candles and 1 caltrop and all that, because that stuff is just sort of incredibly
I was
boring
gonna
to me.
say they have barbecue chips for Clyde mainly.
Yeah, that'll be on there. All the shops will have barbecue chips. What about I just want Clyde in a tiny suit of armor.
That's what I was thinking too. I was looking around for that. I was thinking about getting him armor, but I didn't. Then you started saying, so I was like, oh, I'll just save that for later.
No, I love that idea. You're gonna commission Garn to make a tiny suit of armor for Clyde.
Yes.
I love it.
Just like half an
Extra
armor, but a little
protection.
smaller.
So Cleo, as you're looking around the shop, I need you to. Why don't you give me another perception check? Redeem yourself.
No, I almost said 8, but I'm blind. 6.
Okay, great. You're like, wow, this is cool stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff here.
Can she make a wisdom saving throw to not steal something?
Wait a minute. Okay, what's up next? You still have Shander on the back of your cart, by the way.
That's why I wanted to address it. Like after everyone's done in the shop, George tried to get everyone together, by the cart, try to figure out what exactly we want to do. It's like, alright, we have to take him to the town speaker. But how much should we tell the town speaker? It's very possible that it's not just Targos that's involved in this.
That's a good point.
But even if we tell him, I feel like the group would be more likely just to have him killed or disappear, because he's just a lackey. He can't be anyone high up. They would just see him as a liability. So,
All right. Also, Hunger Games style, we'll just have Shandar, when they call for volunteer, we'll just have Shandar be like, I volunteer as tribute, with a knife to his and then they'll just kill him off.
Yeah, so this might be honestly a good time to talk about the lottery process, which Jordy would have pretty intimate knowledge of, and Kindar might have been in town for one of these. So when I gave you guys perception checks on what was happening outside the gate, Kindar has only been in town for a little while, so he just rolled straight up. Gusto and Cleo are both newbies to 10 Town, so they rolled with disadvantage, and Jordy had advantage on the roll to see if he could figure out exactly what was happening as you were coming in. So the lottery, everybody in Bryn Shander, even if you don't agree with the lottery, it's seen as your duty to participate. And in fact, it is against the law to not participate in the lottery. And it's seen as extremely shameful. And the penalty is for skipping out on the lottery is death. So just know that as a consequence going in, that Jordy would have this information. Kindar probably would too, and maybe even the party as a whole, because you guys have discussed this. So that night where where the mood got real kind of dark, and you guys were talking about this lottery system and the sacrifices that the towns are making. This is one of those things that you probably had discussed at that point, where you were like, well, it's horrific. That's what they do. To human sacrifices here. So.
What if we convince the town speaker if he seems to not be sketched? Like maybe we can use the coin purse to see his vibe with that logo. But if he's against it, what if we're well, you don't need to sacrifice somebody innocent. You can sacrifice him.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Also, town speakers also participate in the lottery, right?
Yes.
Okay. I figured, just wanted to make sure.
Every person who is in Bryn Shander, basically from now until they do the drawing, is
free game.
Must participate.
Yeah.
What if we could have the town speaker's number pulled? And then Jordy could also become the town speaker of this town.
According to the 10 Towns Charter, unfortunately, you can't hold dual speakerships. It's written into the Constitution, so...
Oh, that's okay. I'll take over.
There goes Jordy's towns.
Cleo forges a new Constitution.
Jordy's 10 towns.
Yeah, welcome to Jordy's 10 Towns. Can I get you started with an appetizer sampler?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Some backspeed.
Speaker of Speaker of Bryn Shander. Anybody know? Did we talk about this person yet? From your general vibe, I'm guessing no, because the speaker is a female.
Oh,
I think
And
we talked
her
about
name
targets.
is Duvessa Shane.
Oh. Sounds interesting.
Duvessa Shane.
Kind of like a duvet.
Duvet.
It is, Floor. It is kind of like a duvet. Give yourself an inspiration.
Oh, yes!
No, don't do that.
Too late, you said it. I have an additional inspiration.
You do. You absolutely do not. But the sad part is that I will never remember that you don't. And when you say you have an inspiration next time, I'll be like, oh, okay.
Yes. So what would you guys like to do?
Wait a minute. Come on, that's my question. So what would you guys like to do?
You said I was running the show now.
Should we
gotta go to the town speaker.
Yeah.
Should we tell him about the group?
I think we should use the coin purse as have you heard anything about, have you ever seen this before? What do you know about kind of deal?
Just throw it out. Just throw it out right in front of them and just be like, "Have you seen this before?"
Did
Yeah,
I?
when we bring him in.
Yeah, I took all the coins out but one, right?
Yeah,
yes.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Just to show that that one coin was minted in Targus.
I don't think we discussed how many coins there actually were in there. All I know is I left one behind.
I DM'd it to you many moons ago when you stole
then
it.
I'll just look.
When you stole it, I told you how much was in there. I can't remember either.
I'll just take a.
Okay.
That sounds good. So even if they are with the group, I feel like they would just deal with them because he's a lackey and a liability.
I'd honestly like to go see that wonderful singing knucklehead trout.
Remember its name,
I
Floor?
forgot about that. I love that trout.
I wrote it down, but it wasn't in my notebook. That was before I got my my notebook.
I'm counting on you soon.
I don't think I have it.
Oh no!
Oh, Bitey.
Yes! Let's go.
Oh,
it's
there.
old Bitey.
Oh, nice.
Let's
There were
go.
20 gold in there.
How much?
So I 20.
Nice.
So I took all of them but one. So I got 19. But it's the weird Targos gold. So should I like keep that separate, or is that just regular gold?
It spends like regular gold. It's just you can tell that the mint is that it was made in Targus.
Yeah, like a quarter that's like from Wisconsin.
Yeah, exactly. It's the state. It's one of those state quarters. It just shows Targus. Just like shows somebody shivering in the cold, and you're like, oh yeah, that's Targus. Okay, so off to see Duvessa, or are we gonna go hang out with old Bitey?
Should we visit Old Bitey before or after?
This is old
'Cause
Bitey.
we
If
do
anybody
have a
watching the
hostage.
stream, this is old Bitey.
Maybe we should deal with the hostage first before we.
You're
I feel
like,
like
yeah,
Jordy would-
yay!
Yeah,
This is so much fun. Shandar's like rotting in the back of the wagon.
Okay.
That's up to you, Jordy.
Yeah, we should do a Shandor first, then we won't have to worry about it once we get to Old Bitey.
So you head over to the town hall, which is right here. And I should have mentioned, but on the way in to the Black Iron Blades, you pass through sort of this town square area, and if you'll remember, on our first session, on the caravan that Cleo and Gusto were riding in to get to the Northlook, which is way up here, where you guys all first came together. That's where Old Bitey is. When you pass through the center area, I had mentioned offhandedly that there seemed to be a lot of activity happening here. And you now understand that activity that you saw Cleo and Gusto that night was a group of people who were disassembling what is now being assembled in this square, which is these huge, like, poles rising from the ground, and they're sort of like almost at the center of a stage, and these massive poles are being stuck in the ground, fortified so they don't fall over. And you see that there's four of these poles sticking out of the ground. So some of the places that sacrifice people, they strip them naked and they just force them out into the tundra. But Bryn Shander does one step further, which is that they tie people to the tops of these poles so that the wind that's whipping across the tundra will like freeze them to death. The top of these massive poles, and that's what's being put up right now. So that's what you saw as you went and were driving into the Black Iron Blades, was this, like, many people like heaving up, big ropes, pulling these poles up into the ground, other men like rushing in, putting the fortifications so they don't fall over, kind of creating a little center stage area in this town square. And in order to get down to the town hall, you sort of pass by this scene again with these all the men of Bryn Shander basically setting the stage for this sacrifice. You make your way down to the town hall here, and you find the town speaker, and she is actually sort of off to the side of this cacophony and sort of directing the show. So she's like, signing requisitions and stuff. Yeah, this goes over there and like that.
After seeing those polls, I feel like something clicked in Jordy's head. Is like, wait. Kind of realizing there's four of them. So if they wanted to, they could just decide it could be them if they're the Zentarum. And that kind of like clicks in Jordy's head because he probably knows that sometimes heard rumors that this is kind of rigged. So if the Zentarum are here, they could probably decide the lottery. So if they know we know about them. They could just pick us.
That's a good point. Maybe we should refrain from mentioning the Zentarum, but maybe just that Shandar was found guilty of trying to kill the next person who is to be speaker.
I think that's a safer idea.
Yeah, but then what if they say they're gonna take care of him? It's like, go, because they're part of...
I mean, honestly, as long as he doesn't return to Goodmead.
This man needs to die.
Well, if the Zentera found out he failed, I assume they won't be very happy about it.
That's fair.
If you'd like, maybe you can persuade him to volunteer for the polls.
Are you going to be a poll worker?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to volunteer at the polls.
The timing of that, I don't know how that would work. He like hates me so much now. I feel I would have to like do another performance, and then you just have an hour. It would have to be timed out like weirdly perfectly. Unless like when they pull the number, it just happens right then and there. Is that how it happens, or is there like hours between? Like, do they get time to say bye to their family, or they're like, oh, here's the number, come on stage. Come on down.
Pretty much think, it's like think Hunger Games for sure. I think that's an apt metaphor, Sunflower. Okay. Like, everybody who is participating in the lottery is in the center square as it's happening, and they call the people up, and they, probably it's a horrific scene where, someone's pulled away from their family and stripped down and tied to this pole, and, they're up there until they freeze to death.
To convince this lady to do. Horrible.
We can always command him to volunteer.
Let me nip that in the bud, because this is it's not a I volunteer as tribute situation. It is your number gets called, and that's who goes up. You can't volunteer.
What if we found a way to rig it?
No, that's a possibility.
Right, yeah, I could either hallucinate or minor illusion or something to create a certain number to be called.
Jordy, do we know who is the one who picks the numbers?
It's
I would think
it's the town speaker. Yeah.
Maybe we should pay attention.
They have a bag of numbers?
Yeah, that's what I was curious. Is it like pieces of paper or like bingo style?
That's a good point. If they are with the group, they want a Goodmead. I tell them I'm the speaker of Goodmead, and they try to have me in their back pocket. Think, oh, we'll take advantage of this guy since he's speaker now.
That's a good point.
Personally, I think Cleo did such a wonderful job that maybe the speaker here would enjoy some entertainment, if you will.
I don't know if she's into Maya as much as Shandar was.
She could be.
But I could.
Maybe you are Shandar.
Yeah. I do with that piece of paper. I keep thinking like that like SpongeBob scene where Patrick's like, no, I'm Patrick. No, I'm Shandar.
All I know is I'm excited because I'm getting ready to roll some dice over here. So.
I like
been a few weeks.
George, I like your idea of using your town speaker-ness clout, if you will, as the kids are saying nowadays.
Yeah, if they're part of the group and they want a Goodmead, they can just go through Jordy instead of going through the hassle of trying to kill someone again, since it didn't work the first time.
Maybe we just have Jordy go in, talk to her as if it's like, I'm the new town speaker of Goodmead, rather than even bringing up Shandar. Just have it be like a first introduction.
Get the feelers
Just
out.
to get the feel and see, how she treats you.
Yeah.
You walk up to her, Jordy?
Yeah. Say, excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Beg my pardon, but, there's been, a peculiar situation at Good Mead, and I am the speaker. I want to introduce myself as we're passing through.
Ah, they've chosen a new speaker already. I heard of the passing of Kendrick, and, well, you'll, guess be seated on the council soon, then.
I suppose they didn't exactly give me the rundown of the job.
Well, it's, what's your name?
Jordy.
My name is Duvessa Shane. I'm the speaker, of course, of Bryn Shander. As the speaker of Bryn Shander, that also means that I sit on the council, as the head of the council. The council of speakers. We meet here in Bryn Shander.
Makes sense, it's the largest town.
What brings you away from your town here to Bryn Shander? You picked a hell of a day to come and visit me for the first time. You're, of course, going to be entered in tonight's lottery.
Yes, it is a strange situation, but as I mentioned earlier, I ended up as the town speaker because someone else tried to kill the other candidate. And that candidate wanted me to be town speaker since they felt they couldn't after that, and we have the person who orchestrated the attack.
Have him how?
We brought him here for trial instead of just letting the people tear him apart in the town. We thought we should go through the law. I wouldn't want my first act as town speaker being a violent execution.
No, of course not. We're more civilized than that. Kind of the irony of what she says sinks in here, Jordy, as they're setting up for a literal human
He
sacrifice.
just kind of looks up at the pole. Yeah, more civilized.
Well, we do have, we can incarcerate him here. Where is this prisoner? Wookie, thanks for the 34 months, dude. Roll your d4. Give it to me. I'm about to make a dice roll, I'm sure.
Wow.
We brought him in the wagon. He got his ticket and all that as well. That should be on him.
So do you take the prisoner, Shandar, over to her, or... She basically calls over a couple of the town guards. +2
yeah.
plus 2.
I don't think there's anything else we can really do with him. Unless someone wants to intervene on my way there to go get him.
Well, I mean, if you start to go grab Shan, I want to be like, whoa.
Yeah, so
What are
Jordy
you doing?
leads Duvessa and the two guards over to the cart. And Cleo, you're there.
Are there the guards that were at the door?
No.
Okay.
They're like, we ran here real fast. Real fast. We run so fast.
I feel like
That's Shandor.
I would be like sitting almost like on Shandar, like he's a bench, just like protecting him.
Yeah, just like kind of looking down at her nails, like at her,
Exactly that, like with debris covering him. But I don't. I feel like I would just look up and be surprised and look at the rest of the group and be like, Kinder?
Cleo.
Yeah, what's going on, Jordy?
The town speaker and the guard are here to take Shander for his crimes.
Take him where?
Then
We have a
incarcerate
holding
him.
cell under the town hall.
Well, I can't say no now. So
Well, that's what we brought him. That's what we brought him here for.
I know, but what if they are part? No.
Yeah, sleepy thin dude. Yes, we're here to take him to Funky Town. Guards?
Won't you take him too? Funky down.
I'm so worried, low-key, that they're like part of this, and then they're just gonna like let him go, and he's just gonna be like a free man, and then he's gonna
think they
kill
would-
us all.
I think they'd kill him first because he
I
failed.
say we let him go.
You know, you
Because
can
he's a
always slip a
liability.
dagger into him before he goes.
Oh no, my dagger fell. As I'm
Act like
getting
he
up.
He could act like he tried to like resist and attack you as you got him up.
Duvess is like,
want to do that.
I'm right here. I can hear all of your conversations.
This was outside of that. Good.
Can't you
I
tell when
feel-
We speak slightly low enough that she can't hear, but the rest of the group can.
She's just like looking off into the sky. She's like, "Oh, what should I have for dinner tonight? Oh well. Oh, that man has died.
we feel the exact same way. We don't know how he died.
My goodness,
We also turn our
he's
heads.
stabbed himself to death.
Oh, that's one tribute.
This man deserves to be. Yeah, he deserves to be a tribute, a volunteer.
You could tell her that.
I
Yeah.
feel like Cleo would be sitting there, like literally sitting on Shander with her eyes wide,
Yeah.
being like, this. I feel like she like wouldn't even like fully want to give up Shandar because she's like worried about the sketchy ass town with their poles in the middle of their thing to sacrifice people and just like. But I feel
Yeah,
like
I think
she would
that's
just
totally
get up
valid.
and be like,
That's completely
you
valid.
should sacrifice him, and then just kind of like walk away. I feel like she's kind of like watching her own back too, because she probably doesn't feel very safe here based
Yeah.
on this sketchy situation.
So you're like, as you're sort of getting off of him, you're like, you should sacrifice him.
Yeah, you should sacrifice that asshole.
I think
And-
Kinder would kind of pile onto that and say, you guys, your humans are your best resource, and you're gonna waste someone who's a good person here, so that you can save this person who will kill someone just to get power.
She's like, if we could sacrifice only our criminals, that would be preferable to me as well, but
You can.
Oral demands, the Frostmaiden demands that we run this lottery. It is
When did
everyone's
you-
duty in Bryn Shander to participate and to respect the lottery.
Now I really don't want to give up Shandar.
When did you last speak with the Frostmaiden?
She kind of like glares at you a little bit, Gusto, and she's like, very smart mouth, very smart mouth.
It's a legitimate question. You say that the Frostmaiden demands it. When did they make this demand?
Have you not seen the sky?
Does the sky have do I look up and I'm like asking, I don't really see anything up there, I just see clouds, but is there something written up there? Is it my dark vision, I can only
I
see
am
gray. Is it color?
sorry. I am sorry if you disagree with how we've chosen to sacrifice to the Frostmaiden. Perhaps you should visit a town that gives up their warmth. A town that gives
Oh,
up their
so you said
food.
it
But right
is-
now, you are visiting Bryn Shander, and we sacrifice life to the Frostmaiden to end
Here's a life
this
for you.
eternal winter.
So you said the Frostmaiden demands you do it this way, but then you said this is how you guys choose to do it. So is it a choice, or are you being told to do it?
I'd create a minor illusion of a microphone and drop it.
Thank you. Thank you. That's so
Oh.
epic.
What was that?
You know what? Kedar? I'm going to give you my inspiration.
Is that how this works? Is Vlora actually taking over?
I told you, he said I was taking over.
That's true. I'm just hanging out. Yeah, listen, like, it's... You guys have a good argument, but this is how they do it here, and she's not gonna throw that system out the window.
I feel like as things get a little heated, George's like, alright, guys, this is not the... I understand none of us agree with it, but this is not the time that we'll be able to do anything. It's not the time or place. Sadly. Trying to be like the mediator since he's now also a town speaker. Like he knows that like
Yeah, you're like
he's
kind
lived
of
there.
falling into that role by default in a
He's
lot of ways.
yeah, he's lived there, so he knows that like this isn't just gonna change in an instant.
Yeah.
Well, when is the time when another innocent life has to die? Before or after?
Yeah, but we don't want to make her so mad that she's like, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's forget for you guys to die.
Flows like Thunderwave.
I feel like, can I ask this lady, or like Jordy, would you know, like, do they pick pieces of paper out of a bag? Like, did we ever actually get that answer of like how they?
Yeah, I think
What is
it's like think about like a little crank wheel thing with all the tickets
bingo?
inside. And yeah, exactly. And you reach in. Draw.
So is it like pieces of
Number.
paper, like you could kind of fudge it, or like actual engraved numbers that are pretty?
No, it's like
Damn.
just think of like pretty low tech, crummy pieces of paper. Pretty easy to fake,
Right.
probably.
Okay.
So we just need to find the list and find out who's on the list and what their numbers are.
That's feasible, sure.
I think we should find the numbers of the speaker and a few other people, and maybe somebody can minor illusion some numbers.
Yeah, I can do that.
I mean, that would be pretty amazing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But we still have to deal with handing off Shandor first in this situation
Yes.
before they get
So
angry.
hesitant, but I guess we just have to. I can't just be like, no,
Yeah.
I'm keeping our prisoner after he's already said
Yeah.
that you can take him.
I don't think he's useful enough for them to like care about setting him free. I think they would just see him as a liability at this point if he got caught,
I'm gonna take your word on that.
because he's not the brightest
Yeah.
based on his.
He's so smart and so strong. What do you mean?
So you hand him over to the guards then?
Yeah.
I feel like we drag him out of the cart and like throw him on the ground in front of the speaker.
And take him away. Guards pick him up, drag him off.
I go, bye.
Well, thank you for bringing him, Jordy. It's, again, not the most auspicious occasion to be meeting, but the council meets every other month, so we'll be back here in Bryn Shander next month. I hope you'll be able to join us then.
Alright. Should be able to. This couldn't wait. We had to handle it then and there. If I left him there, they'd put a tore him to pieces.
If I can be of any other assistance while you're in Bryn Shander, please let me know. Of course, you're free to leave at midnight tonight, but not until then. Good day.
Good day. I think.
She's like she puts the hard hat back on, heads back into the construction area.
So are we gonna go jump a fence now? Or... How do they make everybody make sure you say like everybody's in the town square when this happens? How do they like ensure that if the city's so large?
I mean, good question. I imagine that the walls would still be guarded, so the guards would probably be in the lottery, but would still be out, especially at the gates. I imagine there's a bigger presence at the gates than rather than all along the wall. But just to give you an idea, Bryn Shander can muster up to 250 soldiers. So there's quite a lot of muscle here. There's a fairly decent sized militia that's keeping the town guarded.
I was just kind of curious on like what stops somebody from like hiding in a basement.
Nothing.
Okay, cool.
Except that, the penalty is death. So it's like you are...
Yeah, well, I didn't give my name, so I'm kind of... either way, I think.
People already kind of know who Jordy is, so it didn't really matter if he gave his name or not. They would be like, oh, it's the one that looks like... has the massive red mohawk and tattoos. So it's like...
Yeah, he's got the glowing tattoos. You guys know what I'm talking about?
He gets mad sometimes, and it's just kind of...
Whole body glows blue? No, you guys don't know? Okay, no, know him.
Never see him.
But I mean, to answer your question, Sunflower, there's nothing stopping you from doing that. It's just sort of like if your name is drawn, it is a death sentence. Either way, either they hunt you down, right, because you avoided the sacrifice, or you are sacrificed. It's kind of like you could hide in the basement during the ceremony, but when they realized you weren't there, you wouldn't be ever welcome in Bryn Shander again, or that kind of thing. You know what I mean? But for you, without a name in the hat, I mean, you're fucking carefree. I mean, nobody knows your name. You had no ticket to begin with, so who gives a shit?
Cleo's just on her toes.
Absolutely.
Scary fucking place.
Yeah, but like
I'm on my hoops.
of the people in the party, you're like the safest because they don't even really have any kind of record that you're here. Yeah. What now? Grab a light lunch? A wrap? Maybe a salad?
We have to go to that lady at some point.
Yeah, we could go check out Old Bitey.
She was at the tavern when we last talked to her.
That's
so
right.
We can't actually.
Danica Greysteel. That's who you're supposed to meet, Danica Greysteel.
Yeah.
Jordy is visibly excited to go see Old Buddy.
Me too.
Alright, so you guys head back over to the North Look, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hop on.
They had a pretty
North.
decent breakfast, and
They have a great breakfast, all day breakfast, actually.
Yum.
Right?
Kindar is kind of curious about their bartending opportunities.
Can we just end the stream now and everybody just go eat? Can we just go eat breakfast for dinner? Wouldn't that be amazing?
I love breakfast for
Make
dinner.
some eggs. I think there's some leftover. I think there is leftover pancakes actually.
You walk in, Kindar, it's like wanted bartender. Like, sweet Jesus. I'm gonna sing Old Bitey's song because I'm the DM. This is my stream. There's a place I like to go, farther up the rivers. I'm singing it like to the tune of Don't Worry, Be Happy. Farther up the rivers flow, where it is I do not know, must be under all that snow. That's the song that Old Bitey sings.
I get a kick out of it. Do a little chuckle.
Happy. After that, I feel like Jordy would go to the barkeep.
What's the barkeep's name, Jackson? You guys didn't know there was gonna be a pop quiz tonight.
No, the last names I have are the Shield Dwarves. I don't have the barkeep's name.
The barkeep's name is Scram Sacks.
That's so funny. Why didn't we remember that?
Oi, Scram. Long time no see.
Hey, Jordy, how's it going?
Things have been interesting.
Hey, you still looking for that? Be a bartender? You still looking for like a bouncer job? You can work here a couple nights a week.
Well, I actually have some new responsibilities. I'm town speaker of Goodmead.
Ah, fuck you. What have you been up to?
Well, I killed some half giants.
Hey, Ron. Jordy says he's speaker of Goodmead. I know, you asshole.
You guys, he ain't no speaker.
I feel like Jordy, he would get a kick out of that. Just kind of like good old banter that he's used to. How much would be buying around for the tavern cost?
Friends of yours, Jordy?
Yes, these are my friends here.
Yeah, the round's on me, Jordy. Welcome home. Welcome back.
What about for the whole, like, the everyone in the tavern?
Everyone in the tavern?
Yeah, I would like to...
He kind of like takes a peek around. Is kind of doing some mental math. All right, everybody gets a round on the house. Everybody, round on Jordy.
Yay!
The townspeaker of good mead.
Right, yeah, Jordy, the townspeaker of good mead. All hail his speakership, everyone.
Start a little chant, Jordy, Jordy.
Oh, Bitey goes off again. There's a place I'd like to go.
I feel like I'd probably be sitting at a table just underneath old Bitey, and every time it goes off, just look up at it and stare in amazement.
I remember the first time that ever happened. Jackson was like, Jordy loves this thing. It's his favorite thing about working.
It never gets old. Like, it probably happens like 10 times a day, and every time he's delighted.
I definitely make a point to try to memorize and learn the song so that I can just play it in the future whenever I want to with my instrument.
Yeah, so everybody's real happy. Everybody's eating, like hash browns and over easy eggs and some good dark beer.
Yeah.
It's party time.
I'd probably slip up to the bartender and let him know that Jordy is actually the town speaker of good mead. It's not a joke.
You can make a persuasion check.
Yeah. You know what? I think I have advantage from my sub, so...
Alright, and I'm going to use my plus 10.
I will also use my plus 4 from Gunning Fox.
Activate my trap card.
Are we doing it like that? Is that what we're doing?
I give Lauren inspiration.
He's already...
I inspire Flora as well.
Bardic inspiration.
I'm crossing out my plus 10.
All right, what does the bardic inspiration give me?
Oh, isn't it like a 1d4? Give me just one sec.
Is it a 4 or 6?
It is a 1d6.
That is a total of 19.
I have an adjusted 24.
Oh, you're messed up.
I rolled a natural 14. He's like, oh, you really are a friend of Jordy, aren't you, brother? He's like, slaps you on the back.
I stick a knife to his throat. It's not a joke.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's the speaker. Whatever you say, boss.
I push the dagger into him. It's plastic. It goes back into the handle.
He makes a little,
I'm just kidding with you, man. Seriously, he is the speaker.
Take out a real knife and put it to his throat. No, really, he's a speaker. Oh my god.
Thunderwave.
Okay, everybody make a dexterity saving throw, I guess.
Oh man.
That's amazing. Alright. What would you guys like to do? Are you just hanging out at the bar, drinking in the middle of the day?
I mean, is that lady here? Like, I feel like I would enter that bar not wanting to pickpocket people, but like worried about Clyde.
Yeah, so I think that she said if you wanted to find her, just to leave word at the North Look that you were in town, and that she would periodically be checking in to see if you had returned. So you can definitely like give the bartender a heads up, but you're not really super sure where to find her.
Okay, I asked the bartender, where could I find Danica?
Danica, she comes in here maybe, I don't know, every 2 or 3 days just to see if there's any good rumors happening, grabs a pint, heads out. I don't know where she stays.
Okay.
She must stay here in Bryn Shander somewhere, but I don't know where she stays.
Well, just let her know that the Chewinga people are here, but we need to talk about it first.
Okay, yeah, I'll let her know. She always checks and sees if anybody stopped by for her, so I can let her know.
Thank you. And I say, and by the way, Jordy is the townspeaker.
I don't get the joke, but you folks seem to really like it, so good on you.
He saved a whole town.
Right, he killed a couple of giants too, right?
He did. And a sea turtle.
That's pretty good.
Uh,
Yes. So we getting day drunk or?
Yeah.
I guess. I feel like she would
after
like
some
find a
drinking.
stage. After some
Yeah.
drinking.
After some drinking, like after a little bit after they first come in, Jordy would kind of like give him a gold piece to the bartender. So, because he did want it to like have like a round on good meats, just give him a gold piece for like going with it at least, going with what he thinks is a joke, and give him a round. He just give him a gold for all that.
It's like, thanks a lot, Mr. Mayor. Get like winks at you.
I definitely ask him for rooms, for myself and for Frankie, separately.
Sure.
We have Frank's just like, hey, we're all having fun, right, guys?
Yeah, and he like slaps him on the back, but like he like staggers him when he does it.
Yeah, my sternum.
On the front.
That's how hard he hit him.
It's hit right through him.
Well, Frankie, looks like you're not getting out tonight, so I got you a room.
You're really talking to him like this?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he speaks Goblin, right? I mean, Frankie, come on. What are we doing here? I mean, we got you a room. Go on now. We don't need you here.
It's 3 in the afternoon.
I heard you're welcome. Is that what I heard?
Okay, yeah. I can sleep. I'm not precisely sure at what point the session went off the rails, but I suspect it happened pretty early on.
Yeah. No, I definitely let Frankie know, give him the key, let him know that he's got a room here, so when he's ready to sleep, since he's going to be fine, he doesn't have to worry about the drawing.
You reassure him and that you get him a place to stay at the North Look. And does everybody get themselves a room here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I imagine for Jordy it's free because this guy's not going to take your money, but you other characters, I don't know, what's the going rate for an inn? What do you think, Floor? Give me a good number. What do you think is a good rate for an inn to stay at? A couple of silver?
5 silver a night,
Yeah.
depending on the room.
That sounds about right.
What's the nicest room they have?
You want the presidential suite?
What is it?
10 silver. It comes with a big tub.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get.
All right.
That's just also equivalent to 1 gold, right?
10 silver, 1 gold. I'm not sure what the exchange rate is, actually. I think it's 100, but I could be wrong.
No,
is
it's
it
10.
my?
Is it 10?
Okay, for sure. It's like my other.
Sorry, I wasn't sure of the exchange rate in Faerun. Yeah, so you guys secure lodgings. Time passes by. Anything else you guys want to do? I mean, the lottery is approaching.
I feel like I wouldn't want to put my face out too much to the world so that people, I don't know, I feel like I don't really want to be that well known here right now with this lottery happening. I feel like I would go upstairs and I would take a bubble bath, and Clyde and I would hang out.
What about Cleo? What about like a disguise? I'm not trying to play your character for you, but
This is the thing. Okay, so you tell me the thing, right, about the guys coming after me. I would love to metagame and be like, yep, I'm gonna now set a disguise for myself. But I feel like Cleo's just not that smart. She's not that smart.
Yeah,
I
like,
just don't feel like she would be
you-
smart enough to be like, oh, I would need to disguise myself from possible people coming for me.
yeah, so like you, Sunflower, know that from things that your character doesn't know, that there's some guys, some bad characters hunting you down right now. But
Yeah.
Cleo doesn't know that. In fact, Cleo thinks the opposite. Like, I really pulled one over and I got
Yeah,
away
she
with this.
got away with it. Her intelligence is 8. Like, she doesn't. She's not that smart. Like, I picture that, like, oh, well, maybe if she hears word in the town, things she would think differently. But so far right now, like, I feel like she's just feeling kind of weary about this weird, like, she just got away with not putting her name in this lottery of this really creepy town. And the lady just didn't seem that cool. And I don't really know if Shandar's whole situation has to do with this. And now a lady might want to take Clyde from me. Cleo's stressed right now and probably is like, get me in a bubble bath.
Yeah, like I need a hot
I'm
bath.
relaxed. This is the most work she's probably done in her life.
You're not wrong. All right, so Cleo heads up to her room, takes a bubble bath. Frank is pretending he's asleep, hoping that Gusto isn't like checking in on him. Like, oh yeah, I'm sleeping, boss.
When did it get so weird? I mean,
You were so aggressive to him.
you're gonna go to sleep now.
I
You're
just
gonna like
told him
it.
that he was in the room.
Kindar, what do you think you would like to be doing at this point? We're talking like the lottery is, I would say, about an hour away.
Yeah, Kindar probably is thinking like, all right, we gotta find that list, or we gotta find the the drawing system, try to change out all the balls to be the whatever Shandar's number is or something.
And are you talking to like Jordy and Gusto about this?
Yeah,
as
well, yeah, because Cleo's. I
I
wouldn't go
tell
up
the
with Cleo
group-
to the bath.
Hey, I tell the group before I leave that y'all can grab me if you need me. Just knock on the door 7
Well,
times, scratch
yeah.
on it a little bit, and then do a little like weird cuckoo sound, and I'll know it's you.
We all crowd around the tub and have a conversation with Cleo.
Jordy's little feet are dangling into the tub.
There's enough bubbles. It's fine.
Jordy, what are your thoughts on what you'd like to do or what you want to be doing?
I don't know. I feel like Jordy, he wouldn't be able to sleep or anything, because I feel like it's not his first rodeo dealing with going to the lottery. I don't know. I guess he would. Usually, he just kind of. I feel like before being town speaker, and he was just like before the adventure, you just kind of be like, well, he's powerless against it. But now he's kind of like he's a town speaker now. Like he could actually try to do something and change this. He actually has like, granted it's Goodmead, one of the lesser towns, it's still like he has some weight to him now. He's not just bouncer dwarf.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. The interaction with the bartender is funny because you guys know each other, and he's like, yeah, "Okay, Jordy, whatever."
I really like that.
What about you, Gusto? What do you think about the situation here? You seem pissed.
Yeah, I don't like it.
This is information you didn't even have when you came here, so it's like,
No, I mean, these people are just putting people to death just because. I mean, what the hell is that all about?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's brutal. It's brutality, and they're saying like, no, this is a necessary evil.
and I don't feel like the my deity would be okay with that. I mean, granted, I'm not the most lawful person. But when it comes down to it, you treat people with respect. Their lives are important, and if you don't, then maybe the wrath of the storm needs to fall upon you in order to get you back on the right path.
What do you think about the short term of what the actual plan is for the party?
I don't know. I feel like we should probably get it to be postponed or something.
What if we found where they keep the big ball of pieces of paper and then we just take a bunch of pieces of paper that we just write 360 on it 1,000 times and then shove it in there?
All right, here's the 4 people who have chosen Shandar Froth. There's Shandar Froth. Shandar Froth, please report to the poll.
I mean, what
The
if we
last one
just
is
burn the
Shandar
building down?
Huh.
You're gonna burn the town hall down?
I mean, if that's where they're keeping the papers or the bag.
What if you burnt the wooden stakes down?
They'd probably just.
Okay.
I mean, it would postpone it for. I don't know how long that would postpone it for. And like getting in there is going to be easier said than done because this town's going to have the most like of an army. So like if we fuck up, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right. Well, see, great new characters, you guys, because your characters are all just murdered.
I like Kendar's idea of using like the illusion and
yeah. That's I think that's
finding the list.
That's a viable idea. That's definitely a viable option.
I definitely like that one.
He can make a sound, and they could think it's Oral talking to them.
I could try.
Think, oh, Oral demands this, and then Kendor makes a demand through Oral.
That's true. I could use thaumaturgy, and
at the very least, it will scare the shit out of them.
I can also do a fog cloud.
Oh.
Ooh, Jordy, you should just pretend that you need to borrow the list because the town speaker needs it. And then you just take the list, you're like, I'll bring it right back. And then you just memorize some numbers and then we'll just call them up.
You're not going to give a shit about good me, town speaker. They just try to have him killed.
They seem kind of dumb, the guards. I don't know.
Not
they
the town
I am
speaker, though.
Chandar paper. Well, yeah, but the town speaker doesn't need to know that. Just the guards up front.
She's going to be the one doing the drawing. She's going to have all the lottery things. It's in an hour.
Yeah, but if you create the illusion and you look at the 4 numbers that we need and then you give the piece of paper back to the guard. I'm assuming he's still taking names, no? Are there people coming into the city still?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Probably at this point, the town of Bryn Shander would be completely closed.
Oh, okay.
They wouldn't be able to continuously allow people to come in and also do the lottery and keep everybody closed. Or keep everybody in the town. So, for a few hours, leading up to midnight, the gates of Bryn Shander are closed. And then that's when the town speaker, when Duvessa told you, you could leave at midnight, but not sooner. That'd be after the lottery is completed and they reopen the town back up.
Got you.
Yeah, I don't think that's a decent idea, but I don't think Jordy would be the best at doing that. Both because he's a town speaker, so he has to keep some reputation. So later on, he can get might be able to actually legitimately get something done, and just because he doesn't have good sleight of hand and stealth and all that.
So do you think that Kendar should just make them see just random numbers, or how do you see this playing out then if we can't postpone it? Because I don't see that being a viable option.
Oh, he said Oral demands it, so if they make a fog cloud and someone sounds like something shouting from the heavens, it would think it's Oral, and then either postpone it or stop it altogether that way, I think. Because I think getting to the papers is going to be a bit tricky. At very least, the fog cloud can give some escape. Because I assume if all that happens, we're not the only people that probably don't want to be there. Like,
Well, we
a lot of
could also
people
do
are-
this. We could also do this sooner, like in front of Duvessa, and like see if like that kind of scares her out of wanting to even go forward with it.
Yeah.
Almost
And,
intimidate her out of it by having Arl appear and demand it.
yeah, I think at very least it would create chaos and probably prevent it from happening at that moment. Because I assume if people hear the shouting, they're probably going to take the opportunity to be like, hey, I might not have to be killed tonight, so I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah, but
So we're
Yeah.
not doing the
Everybody
thing
has
anymore, because I'm just gonna go home if.
The guards could get killed too. They would be scared too. They would see this and hear it happening, most likely. I think thaumaturgy makes a very loud noise.
So we're gonna
Mhm.
like Wizard of Oz them, where they think it's this big giant like deity, but it's really just like a fog cloud with someone with a powerful
It's
voice.
Gusto's fart cloud and Kindar with a karaoke
Yeah.
machine.
I
Well,
think at the create chaos at the very least.
I can go and cast a fog cloud 120 feet away from me, and then I could probably get up into the fog cloud and do a thunder wave if that helps to destroy things or help.
Same. I also have Thunderwave.
Can just blast off the post, and then the thaumaturgy can be like telling them, "Hey, don't do this," and then poof.
Try to
I-
try to destroy the poles and be like, why are you constructing these? This is not what I asked for. And
I have this really weird, slightly dark thought. So I have Cloud of Daggers, where you set it over something, and when something enters that area, the daggers fall down onto it. What if I set up the Cloud of Daggers right above where they pull the numbers?
That sounds like some Looney Tunes stuff. It just drops the anvil in the town speaker.
I'll tell you what, you guys. We will visualize what I can only imagine is going to be the Wile E. Coyote upcoming scene on the next episode of Rime of the Frostmaiden. Because I think we're going to call it a night right there with a couple of ideas for where we might be doing next. So thank you guys very much. We'll see you back here next time for a cartoonish episode of Frostmaiden. Have a good night.
Right?